See, right now, I'm not really just doing comics. I formed a new company called POW Entertainment, P-O-W, exclamation point. And POW, of course, stands for Purveyors of Wonder. And we're doing movies, we're doing television shows, we're doing animated cartoons, we're even working with some Japanese companies, and we're doing manga books. So it's a lot of fun. But it isn't just comics. It's everything else also.
It's everything that has to be with animation.
Oh yeah, animation. In fact, you know Paris Hilton?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing an animated series with her. It's going to be very funny. It's going to be called Super Chick. And you know Ringo Starr?
Yeah.
We're doing an animated project with him. We're going to make him a superhero.
And for example, right now you're saying that with Paris Hilton, why work with her, with Paris Hilton?
I met her and we thought it would be a good idea.
Really?
And whatever seems like a good idea, I like to do.
So
we even have an arrangement with the Walt Disney Company.
Oh, really?
I have 3 movies that are being developed at Disney, and I think they're going to be very big movies, you know, big budget, a lot going on. I can't talk about it because, as you probably know, when a movie comes out, the studio wants to be the one to make the announcement. And these movies won't come out for another 2 years probably, because we're just starting them now, but it's very exciting. No, I've really been very lucky because at Marvel I became the editor-in-chief. So as the editor-in-chief I could do pretty much what I wanted, so there was nobody to say no to me. The only time I had a problem was when I came up with the idea for Spider-Man. My publisher didn't like that. He said, what is Spider-Man? I said, well, he's a teenager, and he's going to be the hero, and he has a lot of problems in his personal life. So my publisher said to me, you can't do any... Oh, and I want to call him Spider-Man. So he said to me, you can't do this Spider-Man strip. He said, first of all, people hate spiders, so you can't call a hero Spider-Man. He said, then you can't make a teenager a hero. A teenager can only be a sidekick. And then he said, and you tell me you want him to have problems? He said, don't you know what a superhero is? They don't have problems. So he didn't like the idea at all. And I had to wait till he wasn't looking, and I sneaked it into a book that he didn't know about. But I put it on the cover, and the book sold. Oh man, it sold out. It was one of our biggest sellers. So when he got the sales figures, he came into me and he said, hey Stan, you remember that idea of yours, Spider-Man, that we both liked so much? Why don't you do a series?
Now
and that's how it got started. Yeah. I have not seen the Iron Man movie yet. I've only seen the trailers, which look great. But I have a little cameo in the Iron Man movie, which is very funny. I won't tell you what the whole thing is, but I will tell you that I'm standing there with my arms around 3 beautiful blonde girls. And something happens, and you'll have to see the movie to see what it is. But it's a very funny scene.
Yep.
And I became a little bit friendly with the star, Robert Downey Jr., who is one of the nicest people you could ever meet, and a great actor, and I think he is just perfect as the guy to play Tony Stark, Iron Man. They couldn't have picked a better actor. I remember years ago, you remember Federico Fellini?
Of course.
Fellini? He came up to the office to see me. I couldn't believe it. The girl at the desk in front, she said, Stan, there's someone to see you. I said, who? She said, oh, Fred Fellini or somebody. I couldn't get his name. So I see everybody. I said, well, let him come in. So all of a sudden I recognized him. We had a long, narrow hall, and I was at the end of the hall. And I see Fellini walking toward me, and he's followed by 5 other people that he was with, and they were walking in descending order of height. He was the tallest. The next guy was a little shorter, it was very funny. And he was the only one who had it was wintertime, they all had coats on, but he had his coat over his shoulders, you know. I don't think any Italian director would ever put his hands through his sleeves. They always have it over their shoulders.
Yeah.
Anyway, he came in, and apparently he was a fan. He wanted to talk to me about the comics and what I had done. And I wanted to talk to him about his movies, you know.
Movies.
So it was really great. I will never forget the time he came. I was in Mexico about 7 or 8 or 9 years ago. In Mexico City there was a convention, and I was the guest of honor. And the people were so wonderful, and I had such a good time, and I was treated so well. I love Mexico. I love the Mexican people, and I am so happy and so honored that you asked me to do this interview with you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. And the one thing that I wish that I could speak Spanish so that we could have talked to each other more easily. But you see, if I were lucky, I'd be able to speak Spanish. But anyway, thanks very much for inviting me. I had a great time, and I wish you all the luck in the world. Excelsior!